Hello, everybody. My name is Drew Dosick. Welcome to Trading the Close. And today we got a lot of information to go over. S&P 500 was a little bit, the S&P, the Qs were all a little bit flat. Not too much movement in those. We're going to get into why. But I also have a big announcement. Gareth's going to be back in the office tomorrow doing a special weekly recap show tomorrow. And then he's also going to be back on Trading the Close Monday with you guys. All right, let's jump into the stocks. No need to waste time. We see the heat map right here. Microsoft was the big news of the day, being down 5.74%. Google's bounced back up. Meta had a nice day after earnings. AVGO had a nice day. NVIDIA still under a little bit of pressure, but Apple is one of the ones we're watching today because obviously we do have earnings after the bell with it. We're going to do a quick jump into the indexes, the yield, gold, and then jump into some charts to give you guys some levels for trading after the close. All right, SPX, we see we're still stuck right underneath this parallel. Next area of resistance is going to be the gap fill just slightly above, and then this upward area of the parallel channel. Watch these, especially tomorrow after we've got Apple earnings, because this could be a significant area that would determine if we have more upside to come in the near term. Qs, just to review that, with Microsoft being down, Qs did not go up as much as the spiders. We still, though, have a gap fill level right here on the Qs, which is right at 529.63. Keep an eye on that too for tomorrow, because that likely will get tagged if Apple has good earnings. Now, the 10-year yield is very important. I wanted to bring this to your attention. Notice that the parallel that we've developed over the last several weeks is still being observed and price is contained within it. This 10-year yield initially did drop lower and has bounced back up, still maintaining within the parallel channel. If we do get support here, we have a chance to break this yellow trend line and go higher. But as we pointed out on the show the other day, this is a head and shoulders pattern on the 10-year yield with a potential measured move target of 4.263 on the 10-year. Watch that. We have a lot of support right here and here, so it will be difficult and likely take some time for the 10-year to push down to it. Big news of the day for the metals, gold, brand new all-time high. But look where it's coming to a stop, right here in the middle area of this parallel channel. Even if I go in on the 10-minute, you can see we busted above it just for a little bit, faltered, came back above, faltered again. So we're all chopping around this 50% area of the parallel channel. Big move on gold today. Look at where the top end of this parallel is. Should we continue moving up? We are going to be getting very near the $3,000 mark. So this is the line in the sand, this 50% area. If we do continue to break it and confirm above, then next target is likely going to be upwards of $3,000 an ounce on gold. Keep that on your radar. Here with Bitcoin, not too much to report here either. We're still chopping around on the top half of this parallel, which then tells me there's still a chance we can go right up here to about 111,000, upwards of 112,000 before we see next major resistance on Bitcoin. Next, I wanted to touch base on Tesla. Tesla had earnings after the bell yesterday, and price gapped up, sold off, and then bounced right back. So it was a very choppy day for Tesla. Tesla, as you notice, is still contained right here. It's almost a megaphone pattern that's going in this direction. Upward resistance is going to be 443. Support down here at 361.57. Meta, I wanted to point this out because they had earnings yesterday. This was very impressive. When the earnings were released, price action ran up, got above this parallel, but you can see the power of these parallels. Now, the one thing I wanted to point out, a lot of people use trend lines, a lot of people use fibs, a lot of people pay attention to gap fills, other different support and resistance indicators. These are some of the simplest ones that give you the most information. If I just use a trend line analysis, this yellow trend line, see I connected from this high pivot to this high pivot, and notice how the price action here before earnings paused. You can see like, all right, with that trend line, I already knew that basically Meta was at a top into resistance. I couldn't find out where Meta was going to go unless I got the parallel channel. It's so important, and this is such a powerful tool to use, this parallel channel. That way you're able to capture insight as to where price action is likely to go and then where price action is likely to get rejected. We see when price opened today on Meta, it ran right above the parallel and then just shot right back down and has since continued trading amongst that parallel. This parallel, I bring it up over and over because of how important it is. Now, UPS had a big fall today off of their earnings report. And you can see here on the chart, I've developed a downward sloping wedge pattern. Also, I've layered in the Fibonacci retrace. Fibonacci from this pivot point here up to this all-time high on UPS. And then now we see that price has moved back down. Notice where it hit the 786 Fibonacci support area and has since gotten a bounce. If you notice though, and you go back and I flip on the 200 moving average, we are now running into the 200 moving average on the daily time frame on the monthly time frame for USP or UPS. Look at how on the monthly, this area is going to be tremendous support for UPS. This is a great long-term buying opportunity. Could price go lower? Yes, absolutely it could. But this area is a great place to start a position buying UPS for a swing trade long. Next up, Apple reporting after the bell today. Where's price action going to go? If we're going to go higher, we have this little bit of resistance, but we'll go much higher than that. The main area that I'm targeting for a move higher if Apple does push up is this 250 to the 255 area. On the downside, we have the support trend line right here, which will capture price located roughly at 229.23. So we'll see in just a few minutes where Apple's going to be moving. Intel's another mover after hours as we have earnings for it. Intel, as you see here, has been beaten up for quite some time. The last several months have been trading right around this $20 to $27 area. And you notice we're right down here at the bottom. There's not much lower Intel can go, but of course it can break these trend lines. My angle on this, look at the beautiful downward trajectory. This is a time count with some sort of stoppage, with a resistance. So we had a nice move up today. Will that move continue with earnings? We're about to find out. So far, price is coming down on earnings about 30, 40 cents. And if it continues lower, this low pivot, 1875, will catch it. One other stock up for earnings today is Atlassian. We brought this up yesterday because we wanted to see potentially where the stock could go. I did more research into this stock today, and I've also been writing other reports in our Advanced Trader Insight. It's an awesome tool. It's only $20 a month. You get a myriad of reports, one of which that I do is insider selling. And TEAM, T-E-A-M, Atlassian Corporation, has hit my insider selling report over and over and over again over the last few weeks. If I click over here, you can see on the right-hand side of my chart, the news on TEAM, insider selling, insider selling, insider selling, insider selling. What does that mean? Not quite sure. We're going to see what the earning results come out with today to see if we get a sell-off because somebody inside of that corporation understands what's going on with their charts. They've had a great move, and it's now time for them to unload some of their position. Hopefully, that's going to give us insight as to maybe a pullback, maybe even retesting that trend line. And again, guys, this is a quick trading the close. I did want to bring all this information to you jam-packed so that you're ready and able to make trades on your own in the afternoon if you're wanting to do so. Otherwise, you've got levels tomorrow that you're going to be ready to take advantage of too. Again, my name is Drew Dosick. Gareth's going to be back tomorrow with that special video, as I mentioned, for the weekly wrap-up. He's also going to be back on Trading the Close on Monday. Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure hosting you guys. I hope you all have a great time. Enjoy the trades.